Well, the train's right on time. Can those of you in the back hear okay? Great. My MC, Larry Mosher, is coming south. And so he asked me if I could go ahead and do it. I said, well, first time, but I'll try. Thanks all of you for coming out today. The Lord has smiled on us. It's a little chilly, but at least it's dry and the sun's trying to peek through. I'd like to thank the Frankfort High School Band, directed by Jason Hutton, for serenading us this morning. We greatly appreciated it. Fine job. I'd like to recognize Knights of Columbus. They always show up. I can rely on them. And I think the rest need to be introduced when they come up on the program. Now at this time, I guess we can go ahead and have Reverend Thompson try to deliver the invocation. If you're able, would you please stand for our national anthem by the Frankfort High School Band, directed by Jason Hutton. Olmsted, and Brand is the first female commander of American Legion Post 12. Well, it says introductions. I've kind of taken care of part of that. I would like to welcome the Marine Corps Relief number 976, or 967, excuse me, gentlemen, and a belated happy birthday. At this time, we will decorate the mountain, be led by Mayor Chris McBarnes. And anyone who has a wreath, please come up. Now the Frankfort High School Band will play a medley of service songs. When the song of your service is played, please stand up and be recognized. I'd like to remind everyone that no matter where we are in the program, when the courthouse clock strikes 11, we will stop the program and have the firing of the taps. Also, as you notice, the flags are at half staff. Depending on which website you looked at, it's proper, and then others it's kind of questionable. But out of respect for our deceased veterans, I made the call that we should have the flags half staff today in remembrance of them. And now, this gentleman does need a introduction, I know. Millard C., the poet laureate of Clinton County, will now have a reading for us, and also he will read off the names of the veterans who have deceased in the last year. Millard?
As Bruce said, every time this year, we honor those veterans who, here in Clinton County, who have passed away. We've been averaging about 70 a year, but it's kind of sad to say this year that we have had 87 pass away. I'm going to read those names. They've been furnished by the two leading mortuaries here in Clinton County. Through the courtesy of Goodwin's and Archer Western Funeral Homes, the following: Dale A. Hunt, William Keeney, William Ashley, Marvin Kaufman, Arlo Bragg, Eldon Braden, Jack Bergen, Ernesto Belmares, James Holt, Loyal Ford, Marvin Reagan, Roscoe Corwell, Carl Hubry, Thomas Kaufman, Claude Howell, Claude Zebart, Larry Pitzer, John Howell, James Dick, O.C. Johnson, Alonzo Titus, Dr. James Milstead, Robert Paul Jr., Fenton Slifer, Reverend Frank Williams, John Edgington, Jack Laird, Vernon Cripe, William Kelly, Edwin Dial, Kurt Locke, Robert Fry, Robert Query, Donald Smith, Stephen Walker, Charles Wright Jr., Walter Harmon, William McKinney, Meredith McGill, Harold Irwin, Robert Coulter, Wayne Boots, Ricky Bertram, Marshall Davis II, Charles Harmon, Herbert Clausen, Melvin Lauer, Robert E. Smith, and through the courtesy of Genda Funeral Homes, William Farrell, Roger Linscott, Hansel Jarrett, Donald Moore, Don Hardwick, Jack Hodgen, Samuel Hollinger, Noah Shackelford, Richard Doris, William Savoy, Daniel Burkhalter, William McCullum, Michael Johnson, Richard Wingard, Bud Harshman, John Webb, Alvin Loffinger, Thomas DeShawn, William W. Myers, Brett Wells, Paul Michael Hanna, Daniel Van Leer, Jack Busey, Robert Eugene Doggy, Ronald Weiss, Robert Gangler, Harold Sumi, Ronald Brower, Ronald Brower, Maurice Wayne Kingery, Frederick L. Stinson, Philip Evelyn, Sherman L. Anderson, John Galvin, Ronald Slavin, Farrell Nightshaw, David Matthews, Bruce Rollins, Billy Burns, Darrell J. Sharp. I came across an article I'd like to share with you very quickly, if I may. I thought it might be appropriate for today. I tried to set it to rhyme, and this is how it came out. Many come to visit me, yet I never received an award. Still, I shall live on forever in the lives of my honor guard. It was just a lad when I received the call. Yes, I was going to war, just as so many others that had gone on before. I took my place in the 1st Battalion and sailed across the sea. There was a cause to fight for, to keep America free. We spent endless days abroad fighting an invisible foe. Still, soon my lifeless body joined others. We were going home. Now here my body lies. It has since November 11th, 1921. Honored like so many others, be they brother, sister, father, or son. My tomb is symbolic of all soldiers, just like me. I've laid here a long, long time for all my visitors to see. My inscription reads as follows: no need to wonder or prod. Here rests in honor and glory an American soldier, known only to God. Yes, I am the unknown soldier.
Thank you, Miller. Okay, at this time I'd like to introduce Joe Rett. Excuse me, Joe. The Clinton County Veteran Service Officer. And Joe will be giving our Veterans Day address. Joe?
First off, I'd like to thank everyone for coming today. I received an email last night from Congressman Todd Rodriguez, and he was sending he could not come today. He was sending a representative for Kimberly Cook, and I wonder if Kimberly played it. She was supposed to be at Bradman Middle School. Kimberly out there? Yes, she's here. Kimberly, you want to come up and read the Congressman's letter, and I'll be more than happy to give my little talk and probably bore everybody.
I'll make this real quick for you guys. Dear friends, thank you for the kind invitation to attend your Veterans Day ceremony. I regret that I am unable to attend this one. There are over 20 million United States veterans alive today, including soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen. They serve our country from World War II to today. They are our family, friends, and neighbors. We owe each of them our gratitude and our vigilance because it's up to us to preserve their legacy. To keep the republic they fought to preserve, they fought to defend the ideas ingrained in one of the most exceptional documents ever written, our Constitution and Bill of Rights. This document has enshrined the best ideas for man's self-governance that the world has ever seen and hasn't really seen since. And those ideas are what our veterans are sworn to protect and why they make sacrifices for us. Thank you to all the veterans who have served this great country and for being willing to fight to protect our republic. God bless you and the United States of America. Sincerely, Todd Rodriguez.
First off, I'd like to thank everyone for coming again. I'm going to kind of deviate from what we normally do. Most Veterans Day, someone gets up here and talks about the history in the past and different veterans, different wars and different things like that. I'm going to kind of dedicate this to our Vietnam veterans who, as what we're seeing today in our country, we're seeing some separate I felt as Veterans Officer of Clinton County, I want to honor our Vietnam veterans. I truly love this country. I love what the World War I veterans, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and our current two conflicts have done. But our Vietnam veterans never received a welcome home. And today, with the help of the mayor and everyone here, I'm going to be passing out some packets recognizing our Vietnam veterans for service, and also all veterans that are here, we also have flag pins for them because they fought for this country and the right to fly that flag. So I know we're going to have a party squad here in a few minutes. Now ask that Mayor McGuire come up and read the proclamation. I also have a proclamation from the President of the United States. Each Vietnam veteran will get thanking them. This is the 50th commemoration of the Vietnam War. President Obama signed it into Congress and the Senate from 2012 through 2025, recognition for our Vietnam veterans. So it's about 5-0. I'll go ahead and let the mayor come up and we'll try to move forward when the party squad starts. I'm sure the mayor will really.
What a special day. I give God glory today that we're able to come together as a community. On behalf of all of our citizens, our leadership, the City Council, we thank our veterans. You are our heroes. We owe democracy. We owe greatness. We owe the precious taste of freedom to you. To you. Please understand how special you are. For me as a young person, this is a very special day. This is the first Veterans Day program that my own grandfather has been able to attend. He's here in the front row. I'm very proud of him. His name is Richard McMartin, and he's a World War II veteran. Love you, Grandpa. He's a Purple Heart winner, and like many of you, he will never forget his brothers and his sisters that he served with as he fought for our nation. That blood runs deep in him. And young people that's over here in the band, you all sounded beautiful today. Today should serve as a sharp reminder to you of who we should be looking up to in our society. It shouldn't be Katy Perry, it shouldn't be LeBron James. It should be our veterans, it should be these people. These are the people that we need to be emulating. These are our heroes. These are the people who have fought so hard so that we could be here today to vote, to serve our country, to worship our God, to celebrate freedom. It's my honor today to deliver this proclamation declaring today Vietnam War Commemoration Day. As the clock strikes 11, I will pause for our firing squad and taps. Whereas on each Veterans Day we remember the brave souls of our armed forces who are no longer with us and thank those selfless, dedicated, patriotic veterans we are still blessed to have with us who sacrifice so much for our freedom and security. And whereas our beloved veterans here in Frankfort and throughout Clinton County, along with the millions of veterans around the country, deserve our love, support, and appreciation. And whereas this Veterans Day ceremony marks the Vietnam War commemoration, recognizing our Vietnam veterans and their families. And whereas America's involvement in Vietnam spanned several years with the ground offensive beginning in March of 1965 with the deployment of 2,500 Marines, and by Christmas of that year, nearly 200,000 American troops were in country. And whereas this long and controversial war defined an entire generation of Americans, with thousands of courageous men and women serving our nation during this turbulent time. And whereas by the official end of the Vietnam War in April of 1975, nearly 3 million Americans, servicemen and women, had been on the ground, in the air, in the rivers, and at sea within Vietnam's borders, protecting the cause of freedom, with more than 58,000 paying the ultimate sacrifice. And whereas decades later we remain grateful to all those who fought and served in Vietnam, humbled by the multitude of unimaginable sacrifices of each of them and their families made. And whereas the many freedoms we continue to enjoy today are directly because of our Vietnam veterans' courageous service, skill, and devotion, inspiring us more with each passing year. And today we take the opportunity to say thank you for all that you have done to make our country the greatest nation on earth. Your bravery, your commitment, and sacrifices are beyond comprehension. Our gratitude is beyond measure. Now, therefore, I, Chris McLaurin, in appreciation to all our Vietnam veterans and their families in Frankfort, do hereby proclaim Friday, November 11, 2016, as Vietnam War Commemoration Day in Frankfort. God bless our Vietnam War veterans, all of our veterans, and God bless America.
Thank you, Mayor. Boy, I wish I would have handed him off first. He would have sure would have made my speech really look really pitiful. But I'd like to thank everyone. Please be seated, please. I'd like to say that at this time, I would ask that all the Vietnam era veterans please rise so that we can recognize them. I'd like to tell everyone that I went to the VA hospital and they were honoring Vietnam veterans. And I ran across an old friend of mine who volunteers down there, Fred Black. And Fred took me around to the different places and showed me the different things. And one of the places he took me was where they were honoring the Vietnam veterans. And that's how I was able to move forward to get this done today. Ask John Lark, Purple Heart veteran from Vietnam. Richard Clark. While we're passing these out, I'd like to tell all the veterans who are here that we have flag pins for all veterans. Ask that once the ceremony is over, we'd like to see all veterans come up by the podium here, and there'll be several of us here passing out flag pins as a grateful nation. veterans in the back, please come up forward so we can recognize you.
While they're passing out the envelopes to the veterans, I'd like to thank David Floyd who rendered taps this morning. Thank you for a great job. I think probably the Korean vets can kind of relate to us Vietnam vets. Neither one of us were actually welcomed home. And I think maybe the welcome home that we Vietnam vets got was a little bit worse than what you Korean vets got. So, thank you for your service. Thank you, Joe. I didn't get one bit more, that's okay. I got one earlier, right. Okay, at this time, if you please stand and remove your headgear. Reverend Ken Thompson will deliver the benediction.
Lord, we pray that today will never become a mere formality, one that stirs our hearts to do more, to be more. Love each other. Love our soldiers, sailors, Marines, Coast Guard veterans that have given us the sweetness of the liberty that we enjoy. We only exist because they have served. Let us all say this morning, my country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty. Veterans Day reminds us, as we stop to remember those who fought, served, and gave the full measure, we assemble here to celebrate and thank the gracious hand which preserves us in peace and war. Let us not forget, Lord, the thousands of men and women who served America in its time of need. And no one can doubt that those wars whose purpose will never be clear. We remember the lives that never got to be lived. Those who left behind sons, daughters, fathers, brothers. Those who gave all for the freedom we have this day. Freedom to assemble here. Freedom to ask the Lord God Almighty, the Creator of all things, that their memory would live in our hearts each day, especially on this Veterans Day. If death should summon me with outreached hands and whisper softly of an unknown land, I shall not be afraid. To go forth through the path I do not know without fear, for he who safely brought me here will also take me safely back. And though in many things I lack, he will not let me go alone into the valley that's unknown. So I reach out and take death's hand and journey to the promised land. May God bless America and all of you. Thank you for coming this morning.
Thank you, Kim. Okay, that concludes our program this morning. Again, thanks for attending. And if you want to warm up and fill up your bellies, there'll be soup and sandwiches at the VFW Post 1110 just down the street here. Also, this evening, for veterans and one guest, there will be a turkey dinner at American Legion Post 12 And yes, that does include oyster dressing and all the other trimmings. That'll be held at Post 12 on Clinton Street from 5:30 to 6:30 tonight. And I would like to thank again the Funeral Home and Chapels for providing the program this morning. Thank you.